Hello YouTube and welcome to another Cisco tutorial. So in this video I'm going to show you how to protect Cisco devices against CDP flood attacks. So are you ready? Let's get started. So as you have seen on my previous video, I showed you a technique to prevent actually your Cisco devices from denial of service attacks, okay, and especially dictionary attack. But here I will show you very common attack which called CDP flooding. So actually, first of all, what is a CDP? So CDP stands for Cisco Discovery Protocol. It's actually a data link layer protocol used to share information with other devices directly connected to the network, okay? And by default it's enabled on Cisco routers and switches. So here, as you can see, I'm connected to my router here. So here I'm on the privilege exec mode. So if I do the command show CDP, you can see that CDP is enabled. So here we have some global CDP information. So CDP sends in CDP packets every 16 minutes and the hold time value is 180 seconds, okay? And of course, sending CDP version 2 advertisement is enabled. So by default it is enabled. We can also confirm that if we do show running config, okay, and we add here the option all. So all here means it will show us the whole configuration even with the default. And if I filter this configuration, if I want to include the CDP keyword, you can see here that I have a bunch of default CDP settings, but the most important one is this one, CDP run. So CDP run actually commands allows to enable CDP on the router, and by default it is enabled, okay? So now let me show you this attack so you can see it, how it can affect your router or switch. So in order to perform the CDP flood attack, I'm going to use Kali Linux, okay? So let me move on to my virtual box here. So this is Kali Linux and I'm the terminal. So I'll be using a famous tool called Yersinia, but disclaimer, do not use it against devices that you don't own. So here I'm using it for my home network from or to my actually router that I own, okay? So first thing first, we have to install this utility called Yersinia. So Yersinia, okay. So as you can see, is not installed by default, so we can install it. It's just apt-get install Yersinia, okay. So here we have first to update our packages in order to install it, okay, with the command apt-update. So let's do once again apt install Yersinia. Here we go, now it's getting installed. Okay, now Yersinia is installed. Let's do Yersinia -H just for some help. So you can see here actually Yersinia is a framework to perform layer 2 attacks, okay? So once again, do not use it against material that you don't own, okay? So here I'll use just an option -G, capital G, for graphical mode. Okay, so you can see it perform better. Okay, so let's launch it. Yersinia minus capital J for the graphical user interface. Okay, I'm getting rid of this alpha version here. So here you can see the different protocol that we can actually launch attack with. So this is our CDP, DHCP 802.1q. okay, so STP spanning tree protocol, VTP, and Yersinia. There is a log here. Okay, so let's try to perform actually the attack. But here in the CDP tab, you can see it has detected with the CDP protocol the Cisco devices that I have on my network. So here I have router 01. So this is the one that I'm going to perform the attack against. So this is our router 01. Okay, and here we'll be actually doing the attack. Okay, let me just enter the privilege exec mode. Okay, here we go. So let's return back to Yersinia here. So this is our router that we are going to launch the attack against. Okay, so in order to perform this attack, I will go here to launch attack. Okay, so first of all, let's send some CDP packets. Okay, so I will hit OK here, and I'm going to the Yersinia, and you can see the attack here has been launched. Okay, now before launching actually this flooding CDP table attack, I will go to my router and I will execute the command show CDP traffic. And here notice how many packets that we have for the output and input for version 1. For example, we have 00, and for this version 2 we have 25,000 and 1,900 something. Okay, so let's now launch our attack using this flooding CDP table. Okay, and here you can see the device ID and the different actually MAC addresses that have been flooded to against our router. Okay, we can go to the Yersinia log and to see also the attack is born. Okay, and here you can see also how many packet has been launched. So let's return back to our router here and do the same command. So now you can see the input actually rises from 0 to 1 or 11,000. It's almost 12,000 packets. Okay, that have been launched. Okay, we can do also something better to see that live. We can see our CPU usage with the command show processes CPU history, and here you can see actually that our router is using 100% of our CPU for the last 16 seconds, actually for last minutes. Okay, so let's first of all stop this attack. So actually I have terminated our tool, and let's turn once again to our router and execute the same command. So you can see now for the last 5 seconds here that the CPU usage has turned down to just 2%, as you can see here. Okay, so if we continue to launch the attack, the CPU usage will actually rises. Okay, let's try to re-execute our CPU usage. So you can see now for the last 16 seconds our CPU usage has turned to its normal states with just some values of between 2 and 3%. Okay, so actually if we continue to launch the attack, it will be devastating for our router or switch, because the router or switch will be overloaded and the MAC table also will be overflowed. Okay, so this is cause, for example, the switch to forward all the packets to all its ports, so it will become like a hub. Okay, so now in order to stop this kind of attack, the simple way is actually to disable the CDP protocol. So as I showed you here, if we do show running protocol with the option all, and if we filter for just the line that contains CDP, you can see here the command CDP run, which actually enables CDP on this router, for example. So in order to disable actually the CDP protocol, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is to execute, but first you have to go to config, global config mode, and execute the command no CDP run. Just simple as that. Okay, so now CDP is disabled. So if we go back to our global config mode and show CDP, you can see CDP now is not enabled. So with this just simple command that you can configure on your router or switch, you prevent this kind of denial of service attack, which is CDP flood attack. So that was just a brief introduction to the CDP actually denial of service attack that was performed, and the way that you can prevent it in your Cisco devices. As always, I hope it has been informative for you, and I want to thank you for viewing. Bye bye.